Hey, everybody. Welcome to my show, My So-Called Fabulous. It's Tiffany Blackman. It's so good to talk to you today. And guess what we're doing today? I'm putting my chef coat back on. I think I'm going to start calling this a little chef series. What do you think? Yeah, I think we should do that. So maybe the chef series. So I have my friend and chef and a wonderful, fabulous guest today. I have Claudia Shetty from My Sweet Roots.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my goodness. Well, actually, we are just meeting for the first time today, but I say we're friends because we're on social media together. Of course, that makes you friends,
Yep.
right? Of course. You know, the other day, this friend of mine said, my husband, she said, my new friend or my friend, he's like, now, how do you know this girl? And she's like, I don't know, I just met her. How quickly women become friends,
Yes.
right?
And there's a common denomination through, especially through pictures. It's just so easy.
It is. So we met through my dear friend, Stephanie Perry. We've been, together for 10, 12 years. And you are friends with Stephanie Perry.
Yeah.
And Stephanie was on the podcast a few weeks ago. Now we've given her to California. She's moved on.
Yes,
Okay, we
we
miss
have.
her. But that's how we met. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
Oh, my
what
goodness.
an honor.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. So speaking of sweet, she has a country. You have the company. Your company name is My Sweet Roots. So how in the world did you come up with that precious name? Well,
Well, I love vegetables, so I knew I wanted a root in there somewhere. And I love the word sweet. And we kind of just paired it together, did kind of like a 2-column brainstorming session, and My Sweet Roots was born. It's a little bit of a tongue twister.
My Sweet Roots. It's so.
I've thought of a rebrand a few times, but people remember the name. So even through rebranding a couple of years ago, we just kept the name.
So Claudia is a chef. She is catering. You basically are a catering company, but you do so much, and we're going to hit all that. But I'm going to back up. You are from Canada, so you're a Canadian. Which part?
I'm from Eastern Ontario, so Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, born and raised.
Really? And so how did you end up in Fort Worth, Texas, or Texas? My goodness, this heat, does it kill you?
I mean, it's always a man.
Always a dude.
I'll keep it short, but met a man at a bar.
Yeah.
3 years later, moved here.
You're kidding.
And now we're 11 years in. So
You're
I've been
kidding.
here. Now I say I'm from Fort Worth.
You do.
When we dive a little deeper, people go, but you were born here? Where'd you go to school? And they can kind of maybe hear a little bit of the remnants of the Canadian accent. And then I have to go, oh, well, originally.
Yes.
But I think after the 10-year mark, you're kind of indoctrinated. And I could say
You're staying.
I'm from Fort Worth.
So your husband, Denver, is from Fort Worth?
Yeah, born and raised.
You're kidding. Okay. He was tell me the story. Okay. Girl goes into a bar and finds a husband.
Yeah.
So tell us.
I was there first. He came into the bar and found me. But yes, long story short, we met up in Canada. He was stationed in upstate New York in the military, and he was visiting Canada on the weekend with some friends.
Oh,
and I was there with some friends, and we met and kept in touch. He kept calling. And
here you are.
Did the long distance. Yeah. 2 kids later, 11 years later, here we are.
Okay. So upstate New York. So he was at
Fort Drum in Watertown.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. My best friend, Meg, her son was just stationed there. He went to West Point and was stationed there. And then as it turns out, he's flying Apaches and now he's at Fort Hood.
Well, wow.
So he's coming back
So he's
home.
back. That's awesome.
So he's coming back for a little
Awesome.
while. We'll just have him for a little while. So your husband, is he out of the military?
Yes.
Yeah, so he served his time.
He served his time and
Army,
and we've moved on.
have you moved on? Check.
Yes.
Check that
Checked.
box. Oh,
Checked.
great. So I have to ask, because I ask all my chef friends and my foodies, is your husband in the business with you?
He's my taste tester.
Okay.
So he's in the business that way, but, and I love to bounce ideas off of him. He's also an entrepreneur. His family is heavily rooted here in Fort Worth in the restaurant business.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I care and I involve him. And he loves that. But no, it's my ideas.
That's right.
My way.
Your way, not Denver's way. No. So the family business and I'm
No, you're fine. It's his mom. His mom has been in, and her dad was in the restaurant industry.
Oh gosh,
forever in Fort Worth. They've got a couple restaurants here.
Do they?
Yeah.
Can we mention those?
So his mom has Japanese Palace.
Okay.
Have you been there?
I have not.
Maybe once or twice. Never.
I have not. I don't think so.
We need to get you
I
the
need to get there.
hibachi.
I have not. And my grandkids this weekend asked me to go there. Are you joking?
So you're gonna go this weekend?
Yes, but honestly, they said it's a hibachi place. E-Tip. They call me E-Tiff, and I went, "Oh, okay." And I didn't even, that's your mother-in-law.
Yeah, it's my mother-in-law's restaurant.
kidding.
And then her brother, so our uncle has the Old South restaurant. Surely you've been there.
I studied many, many hours at Old South because you could eat pancakes back in the day when I could eat pancakes.
I know.
That ain't happening anymore.
Well, they have salmon, so you could go and have some salmon. That's what
of course at Old South.
Or you can get an egg white omelet.
Exactly. This is true. What is the one that everyone loves? German pancakes?
The Dutch baby or the German pancake.
The German pancakes. Okay, so you were indoctrinated in the Fort Worth scene for sure.
Yeah.
So with My Sweet Roots, we have to hit this, Claudia.
Yeah, let's do it.
COVID. How has it, and a lot of people, it's actually helped their business.
Sure.
It's changed. It's definitely, we've had to really, coming in to record podcasts and guests that are comfortable with it. I don't want to do the phone call in. I really don't want to do that when you have this.
Still want to try to keep that element of personalization, right?
Exactly.
I do.
Exactly. So, and you have to be careful because some people truly, and we're right in the thick of it. We're back in the thick of it. So how has it affected your mother-in-law's business, your family, and your business, good and bad?
So, for me personally, it's affected it for sure. Initially, there was that roller coaster of what's this going to look like? How do we need to adapt? What does the delivery look like? We already do porch drops. So that was really easy to just maintain that in place to the no contact. But something that we kind of struggled with was food supply, sourcing, our patterns of sourcing and our schedule. We had to kind of amend that and figure that out as there were some shortages, and there continue to be some.
Do so,
yeah. We've broadened our menu, so I have more selections. Typically, it's a rotating weekly menu, which I still do, but I've added a couple like kid dishes, sides, a couple more soups and salads, just so people can have some more variety. But in the grand scheme of things, we're doing okay. And we're doing well. People enjoy our service and want to continue to use our service.
So Claudia, explain to the listeners and viewers about your service. So you're obviously a chef and you have My Sweet Roots. So exactly what do you offer?
So we are a personal chef concierge service. We do meal delivery is the bulk of it. So I have a commercial space here in Fort Worth where everything is produced in a state approved facility. And then we deliver all around Fort Worth, Dallas, Burleson, Keller, Weatherford, the surrounding areas. We deliver on Mondays and Tuesdays. And that is in bulk for the week. So somebody like yourself would go online on a Friday or a Saturday and order for the following week on a Monday or Tuesday delivery, and you would get your food in bulk for the week. And then outside of that, we do have a crew of chefs that can come to your house and cook in your kitchen while you're at work or, in bulk for the week as well, if you prefer the more personalized service.
Right.
Some people that have very specific dietary restrictions or preferences would rather that. So we do that. Corporate catering is a huge one. A lot of offices are ordering for their staff to keep them healthy, to keep them recharged, energized, instead of doing fast food or people skipping meals. They're bringing that into them, it's great to see.
The chefs that you're taking out into people's homes, is that something that you developed with COVID?
No, you've
always had that. That is brilliant.
It's not, we don't do a ton of that. We have some clients that are grandfathered in that have been with us for a long time. And then we do have occasionally some additional spots that open up for new clients. But for the most part, our meal delivery is very customizable and very broad. There's a lot of options, and almost always suits everybody's needs.
So I did this when I lived in Austin. There was a specific service, and it was when I was doing the Whole30. She was very Whole30 paleo.
Yep.
She had the whole 30 days planned for you. She delivered it. It was perfect because still working and traveling. So you do different types of meal plans.
Yeah. So I would consider the style of food that I make more of like a primal. You're going to have a little bit of every food group. You're going to have some quinoa, some rice. You're going to have a lot of vegetables and fruit and meat. I never cook with salt. I never cook with sugar. Very, very light on butter now and then. And when I do use dairy or cream, it's something that's easily omitted. So I would offer a pasta dish with some cream or some dairy in it for kids, but there's lots of other options that don't have that on the menu for people that don't want that. So we're very, very, very clean. We're meant to be a healthy service, not a comfort food.
Okay.
However, we still do mashed potatoes and meatloaf. So your husband, that box is going to be checked for him.
Right.
The whole family can eat the food together. But, the hashtag I've kind of come up with is unfussy food for all.
Right. I read that. That's great. I mean, and that's perfect. So do you have a lot of families that the mom eats something, for Monday night dinner, the mom and the kids,
that's a huge problem. Even as a chef, I struggle with that. Like I say, okay, I'm making sesame chicken tonight. I love it. Husband loves it. I know the kids love it, but getting them to actually eat it is the hard part. Mm-hmm. And then you're tired and you're like, okay, grilled cheese, just easier. And everyone's eating something different. Husband eats at 8, you eat at 6. That's a problem. It's hard, and it's kind of hard to combat that. But I think I do a good job, and I think my clients, enjoy the options that I give them. And, if you stick with something, consistency, you get there. So.
Exactly. And is it cooked, partially cooked?
Everything is fully cooked, needs to be reheated.
Just reheated, and it's in the containers.
Yeah, we do recyclable containers. Some of our clients prefer Pyrex, no problem. So we supply the exchangeable Pyrex.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of clients that have recovered from different kinds of cancers or illnesses that are a little sensitive when it comes to microwave or reheating. So we do offer the Pyrex.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That is a service.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great service that is.
Yeah, a little bit for everything.
I know, for everyone. So you go online to mysweetroots.com and you see, is it a weekly menu?
Yeah.
Or is it
the menu rotates weekly. There's some items that are there seasonally and don't change as often, but there's always 3 to 4 entrees that are new every week, a salad and a soup and a couple sides. You would go online on Thursday to Saturday and place your order. We're usually full by Saturday. And then the order period closes and all the food is made on Mondays and delivered Mondays and Tuesdays. The Tuesday will be more of the surrounding areas of DFW.
So tell me about your staffing. Do you do all the R&D, the recipe and development? How many?
Yeah.
Got to have some hands.
I've got some good chefs that come from different ethnicities that bring some really good stuff to the table. And I love that. That's a great motivator for me.
That is.
With my staff, I'm like, you bring me something good and I'm going to pay you for it. Bring me to new dressing, sauces, all of it. And most of my chefs have other nighttime jobs working as chefs, other places. So, everyone's kind of exposed to something different, but for the most part, yes, I love to travel. I read, watch TV, social media. I'm constantly food diving, trying new things.
Exactly. And when we travel, when we travel, people would laugh at me because I'm like, okay, we're going to LA. All right, I'm going to find out the restaurants to go to, the go-to restaurant, not the ones that have been around forever, the new hip and hot with the new trendy foods.
For sure.
Every year I get so excited to see the food trends that are happening or the food trends from 2019 to 20. I can't wait to see what 2020 is bringing us. Oh gosh.
Not much.
I don't know. Not much, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And our,
I feel like it's a lot of boxed stuff.
It is. And, we were recording yesterday about COVID, but, I sat at a restaurant in Austin because I am still I am still going. I'm being very, very responsible, going to the places that I know that are being very, very careful, and
Cautious.
they're following the guidelines.
Sure.
For sure. And I'm still promoting, 6 feet, blah, blah, blah. Still, but I went last week in Austin to Emmer and Rye. It's a fabulous restaurant. And sat outside in the 105-degree weather because they're not putting one inside. That's fine.
Oh, gosh.
But how they've changed. They were a tasting menu paired with wine. You see it. You see what they're doing. So, I mean, hip. Everything was just trendy, edge. Now they're moving this type of concept that's a pop-up.
Yeah.
So they were doing rustic Italian, and I went in, and it was great, but it was just
different.
And they were saying, you know what, we're trying to appeal to the masses right now. Not everyone would go to a 4-course tasting.
I think it's cost too. I think it's cost too for the restaurants. It's such small margins, and the higher dollar restaurants, those margins just get less and less and less. So the waste. I love restaurants. We support restaurants. We eat out. Our family has restaurants, but I've never been more happy to not own a restaurant.
Oh, gosh.
And I've kind of, during this time, proven that my business model is right for me, especially having young kids. Initially, I said, I do not want to have to worry about how many dinners I need to sell to keep the lights on. It's supply and demand. Mm-hmm. It's a space that's not open to the public. And it's just, I'm only making what's ordered. And that worked great when I had young kids. And now it's just validated.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, I'm right where I need to be.
Claudia has a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old little boy, 2 little boys.
Yes.
Yikes. That'll do it.
It's wild.
It is. Lots of testosterone in that house.
Lots.
My husband, when we met, we were dating, and he said, gosh, don't you want a restaurant? I mean, because I went to culinary school. I went, no, I don't want a restaurant. I've had more friends love my friends and I've seen them suffer.
Yeah.
Right now, the margins. How do you, when it was 25%, the margins you're paying just to keep the doors open or keep your staff, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, just razor thin.
I don't know. I mean, I think you lose money.
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
Yeah. When I was sitting at the table last week at Emma and Rye, and I really kind of got emotional. And I mean, part of that's menopause, but I mean, I got emotional.
The heat.
Yes, I got a little emotional because I'm like, my heart bleeds for the restaurateurs.
Yeah.
So many people, but especially us in the industry, it bleeds for how hard they're trying to keep the doors open. And, I'll never forget in March, when all of this happened, I was at a local restaurant picking up. We're all freaking out, can't go in.
Yep.
They're lining up the food. And everyone's outside. I bet there was 50 people outside waiting for the curbside. It took an hour. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They don't.
I think I was at that same one. I think I know what you're
But you know what? This woman just went crazy on this poor little bus guy and busser. And I'm like, girl, they don't know how to do curbside. We're all in here drinking margaritas. I mean,
did you see the sign at the little donut shop? There's a couple donut shops here in Fort Worth that have a sign. And it says, please, the cashiers are not your punching bag. Mm-hmm. When they quit, our store closes.
Yes.
So
stop.
Cool it.
Yeah. I mean, people,
we're an entitled society, and we get comfortable and we live in a bubble, and a lot of us, not everybody, but
yeah, I know.
We need to learn how to live off the land. We all need to get outside a little bit more. We need to grow gardens if we can. We need to shop local. We need to eat more greens and, kind of scale it back. Mm-hmm. So for me, my family, it's a reminder that, hey, like, what can we do?
Paul and I were talking yesterday about, does everybody really now get how great we had it? I mean, we had it great. And this world is changing for the better. We do have world issues. We will get better. But this is a reminder of we were spoiled rotten.
Yeah.
Yeesh. So, yes, please don't be mean to the service industry. No. I mean, they just want to keep their jobs and everything.
Well, and they just want to pay their bills.
I know it. Right? I know. Okay, so tell me in your menu, what is your very favorite thing to cook?
Man.
Okay, not home, but your menu item for your business. Is there a favorite for you?
I'm really into sauces right now, because everyone's kind of got the COVID-15, trying to stay lean. It's hot. So I've been experimenting with different kinds of dressings. That's my thing right now. Last week I made a pineapple salad dressing from like real pineapples, mango. I made a chimichurri sauce with orange juice. I'm into sauces and then using those on salads or also using those to marinate. I love that.
Flavor.
That's a little bit more of a scientific side. But I'm a fish girl.
Are you really?
Yeah. Blackened, grilled, broiled, with salsa, with no salsa, like on pasta, with vegetable, like always fish is my jam.
Is it
sure.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for this? Okay. I can't eat fish.
No.
I can't. And you know, I'm going to tell everyone why, because people are like, eat fish because you would assume I eat fish, right? Would you?
Yeah, lean.
I mean, so I'm a chef for the beef industry and have been forever. But fish, when I went to culinary school, one of those days I walked in my section, there was 5 of us, had to walk outside in Charleston, South Carolina on, gosh, what am I trying to say? That fish like you're looking at a cartoon character, like piled up.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You hear me? Like hundreds of fish.
Yes. Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Our job was to clean those fish. Okay. All right. So, all right.
Been there. Yeah, I get it.
Clean the fish. Got it. Okay. Clean the
like
fish.
descale and
Yes.
it's
girl. So did that, it was hot sun coming in and out, trying, moving and shaking. So I was the only girl in the section. There was 4 Navy guys. And yes. Okay. They had all had restaurant industry training. Not myself. And I was going in to be in the media. So, I don't think they really liked me. So they didn't, apparently. So I got home in my chef coat that night and I had full in my both pockets. I'm like, what is in my pocket? Yep.
I know where you're going.
Fish eyes, fish. It
killed it. It killed it for you.
It did it for me. Can you believe that? I mean, that's some PTSD now. That's what happened. That's the fish story. Paul, our producer's thing. That's my fish story.
Can you talk to someone about that though, so you can at least get the courage to try fish again?
Right?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because
I think you'd like it.
So Greg doesn't like fish, but he'll eat it because the sauce or whatever. So, I mean, I'm just like, put it to my mouth. Like,
it's PTSD.
It's PTSD, but I mean,
what about shrimp?
Oh, I'll eat shellfish.
Okay.
I'll eat shellfish. Sometimes I have a reaction to it, but anyway, I digress. But people, that's why I don't eat fish. If anyone out there knows how I can get rid of this issue, I mean, I have more issues than Vogue, but seriously, but think about the fish.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
She got me. Now you'll never eat fish again.
Well, no, I mean, I've had to clean fish and the smell lingers. And like, even with gloves, I remember like just, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But
that did it. Outside and
it's just when it's grilled and fresh with herbs. It's so good. I love beef too. I love all food.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I really want to be that person, but I haven't figured it out yet.
Have you had the Pacific dip at your favorite?
No, I won't. Isn't that crazy? And people just think it's fabulous. She's talking about a Pacific table, the Pacific dip. What is in it? I don't even know.
I've tried to duplicate. I've come close.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's
smoked whitefish.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Nah. Scott, you're right on the first ingredient. What about the mashed avocado part?
I don't know.
No,
I think I'm gonna barf in my cup.
Yeah, your mouth. You're like, no,
I can't. But I've heard it's so fabulous.
It's fabulous.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
No, Paul, have you tried it?
I have not. But please don't barf in the studio. That may not be a good video for YouTube.
No, we're not going to barf in the studio. So anyway, that's my fish story. So anyway, I would love, and it's so cool. It's so healthy.
But no, I love I know you're a beef girl. I love a good tenderloin with some blue cheese on top.
Mm-hmm. But hey,
Mama's happy with that.
I love kale. I'm addicted to kale. Yeah. I honestly crave kale.
Have you made kale chips?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so good.
So good. I mean, I love it. So yes.
Good.
So definitely has that. So, okay, back to your favorite dish.
Okay.
It's sauces, right? But you
Right now it's sauces. It's like emulsifying and putting sauces. Like if you like kale, like I like kale too. So doing a cooked kale with the sauce, doing a kale salad, emulsifying the kale with the sauce, like just sauces in different components, like the different ways. I made a chimichurri sauce that I used as a salad dressing. I also used it to marinate chicken. And then I also tossed some roasted potatoes in it.
Nice.
So it was like chimichurri repurposed 3 ways. I'm so into that right now.
Oh my goodness.
Just the diversity on how you can stretch something.
Exactly. So your days, so people order, so your days in the kitchen is Monday, Tuesday?
So we're actually there Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays and Tuesdays. So Saturday, we're kind of sourcing and getting organized. Sunday, all of our vegetables and fruits are getting chopped, cleaned, and prepped. Mondays, all of our protein is cooked fresh, and all the meals are assembled and garnished fresh, labeled, and then delivered on Mondays. There's some in the more farther areas that we do on Tuesday, and that food's been prepared Monday, but that is it. Then we're done for the week. The rest of the week is specifically for catering, dinners, whatever else, special requests.
Right. So your staff, I mean, do you have how many staffers?
I
do you
have a handful of chefs, and then I've got one delivery man that's been with me going. He actually texted me the other day and reminded me that he just had his 4-year anniversary.
Oh, isn't that fabulous?
Yes.
Golly.
We call him Grandpa Steve. He's like a retired man. He's in his 70s.
Oh,
He's
no.
just so great.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. Great sense of direction. He's retired, so full availability. You know, for a small business owner, that's like prime.
Isn't that the
When you
truth?
rely on driving, you know,
Exactly.
he gets to see all these beautiful houses and beautiful women all day long.
He's got
He
this.
loves it. He loves it. He's like, okay, go in Blackman House. Like, he just loves it.
Oh my God. I'm going to drop off. I'll see y'all later.
He loves it.
Isn't
So,
that
and
great?
we do like upwards of 40 deliveries a week.
Wow.
Sometimes a bit more, sometimes less.
Sure.
But
That is so incredible. I am going to check it out. 'Cause
you're getting samples next week. And that's that.
samples.
No fish, I
Can I
promise.
get a sample? You can bring me fish.
Hell
bring
yeah,
me
you're getting it.
anything.
Yep.
Deal.
Yep.
I know. We love
Can't
samples.
wait.
I may put a flamingo pick
Ooh.
in whatever you
Oh.
order.
Paul is
Yes.
sporting his power shirt today. If you can't, well, you can't see him, but he's got pink flamingos all over his shirt.
I love
Right.
it.
He is so in touch with himself.
That's right.
It's very
if
Miami.
If
I'm
I start
getting-
acting up, you just stick me in the yard.
Okay.
Okay, he's funny. He's a funny one. Okay, yes, I am so excited to try because
Yeah.
I loved my food service in Austin. I did use it diligently when Kennedy, my daughter, was in high school.
Yep.
Very, very simple and easy. And I cook, I
Yeah,
cook.
you cook.
But you know what? Sometimes, Claudia, I cook, and especially when I'm on a job that I don't want to cook.
Yeah, no, we all need that. We all need that break.
Exactly.
I bring home my meals for 2 dinners a week just so it's like done. Or if I go somewhere and the husband's with the kid, like it's just, we always have something.
Right.
But we grill a lot. But yeah, I know there's a lot. My clientele are women or men that are retired or they're empty nesters and they've done that and they're done.
Yes.
We have a lot of women that choose not to cook, don't enjoy it, and they need help. Then there's a lot of single working, younger 20 to 40 age group
That's great.
that just want to have something available.
My daughter, she senior at TCU, and she gets overwhelmed because she's like, it's the end of the day. I've got class all day, not anymore, but
Sure.
she's had online, and it's like, I don't know what to get. I
Right.
want to go to the grocery store.
So what does she do? Does she eat on campus?
You know what? No, she is living with us now, so
Okay.
I got this.
So
But-
mama's got her
yeah,
back.
But we would prep on Sundays, and I would make. But
Yeah.
you know how it goes.
I know.
She'd eat it all on, early.
Yeah.
But she's famous for taco meat.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, there's your protein. So, but anyway, yes, she would enjoy something like that, and all of her roommates as well.
For sure.
So,
We do a lot of sorority stuff too. Unfortunately, they're not having that. But for Rush and all that, year after year, we've been very involved with several TCU sororities, and we do their like welcome committee stuff. We do their Rush week, all the lunches.
just
So
makes
that's
me sick.
yeah.
How the world is going virtual.
I know.
I know. My daughter.
I think it's going to come back though. People still like that experience of going into a bookstore and touching it or seeing the clothes. And
Sure. I know.
Yeah.
And when I go to the grocery store, we were talking about this with our COVID yesterday, but when I go to the grocery store, I'm a little thrown off because, when you go to the grocery store, you see people and you just, you acknowledge. Now it's just like
I know, face down,
face
don't
down.
breathe.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a woman yell at me the other day. I could not, my daughter and I, because I didn't realize I try to get most things delivered, but I didn't realize it was one way down the grocery store aisles, one way. So Kennedy and I came down and we were going in the exit way. And she had the mask on and she's like, wrong way.
Oh my God.
Okay, people.
You need to pray for her.
Yes, I do. And a Xanax. I mean, yeah, because come on, y'all.
Yeah.
My daughter and I we didn't mean anything wrong.
I mean, stop. If you're that concerned, you don't need to be in the grocery store
in the first place. I know. So,
I order a lot too. I order paper towels, pull-ups, wipes, water, that stuff. But I am not going to stop going to the grocery store to pick my apples. I'm not doing that.
No,
that works for some people, but not for this mama.
No. And when I have risked getting vegetables at Central Market, and they bring me the strawberries that are no, or the lettuce that you open and it smells like the fish eyes.
And then it's like double the work.
Then you got to go back. So yes, you're right. The paper towels and toilet paper, I got
sure.
This. Yeah.
Well, and that's just proper delegation. I always say as a business owner, to elevate, you need to delegate.
Exactly.
So I don't think anybody of us need to be shopping for paper towels anyways.
Right.
But I find joy in getting those little things for my kitchen. The candles, the incense, the fresh flowers, all of it.
Right. So tell me about the other components of your business. For example, weddings. But my friend that's a florist has been a little busy lately with weddings because I'm sure a wedding is a big part of your
that is. We've a lot of it's been canceled and people are doing more food trucks. They're doing more boxed meals. It just looks a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a bunch of kind of planning and sourcing and that kind of stuff, but we haven't really done any weddings in the last.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm kind of focusing more on recipe development on the weekly meal delivery stuff and trying some new stuff that I've been meaning to try that's on my list and seeing how that works.
The weddings, yes. Coming back, who knows? I mean, people want to have large weddings and do that. But you're also doing at home, like cooking parties, right?
Yeah. Oh, we've done that. We've done some Botox parties.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll take some samples.
Yeah. Me too. Right here.
How fun.
Yeah. We do a lot of that. We've done, what else? Like bachelorette, like just showers, a lot of like book clubs, just little girls' nights.
Right.
Where they're like, okay, we're doing a socially distanced driveway party. And like, I've had a long-term client of mine ordered, a full dinner. She set it up on a table in her driveway and everyone kind of came and went.
And I think I read this, because I've certainly done this before, is go and actually have an in-home cooking class.
Yeah. Cooking classes.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that just need a little, they're stuck on their Instapot or they're stuck on their slow cooker or they're stuck on the 3 recipes and the husband's kind of like, all right, we need to try something different. They just need a little push. So I love that. I love going in and consulting and showing a mom or a woman or a man some new tricks.
Right.
You're hired.
Perfect.
I've had burgers for the past 3 weeks.
Have you?
Burgers are good.
Which
for
meal?
3 weeks every night?
Every night?
Every night.
You're going out and getting burgers?
No.
You're making it.
Yeah, because I don't do bread really.
I don't.
So,
yeah.
So I do. I go to Central Market and get the ones from the meat.
The cowboy burgers? Or
where it has the jalapenos and the cheese in it.
Yeah.
And there's only so many of those I can eat.
For sure.
Weeks.
So my thing right now is the bison burger. I've been doing a lot of bison, put some sage in there. I use applesauce as a natural sweetener.
Nice. Oh my gosh, that sounds fabulous.
With the sage, it's so good.
Oh gosh.
Like we can't stop. My husband's like, these are so good. Just bring them home in bulk. And then I make like an adobo ranch.
Oh, nice.
Sliced avocados, a fried egg.
I'm really
I need
getting
to go
tired
on?
of these chef shows because every time We're 33 minutes in and I'm starving.
Yeah.
I don't usually eat till about 12 or 1.
I'm starving too. What do you got back there?
Nothing. I may have a cheese stick.
Hey, let's favor something
I know, right?
specific
Just go to
there.
mysweetroots.com and see what we can get.
See if Claudia can
There's
get it.
no one there.
Oh my gosh. That is hysterical. 3 weeks of hamburgers. And you've not bulked up.
No.
Easy there.
I know.
Well, no. I mean, it's just the meat. That's
Oh, you're
all
not eating the bread.
I'm not eating
I'm
the bread.
sorry, you
no,
said that.
No. I don't eat the bread. I got to watch my girlish figure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When his flamingo shirt.
Maybe you should start eating the bread then if you think you have a girlish figure.
No. I love my curves and I want to keep them where they are.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yes, I agree. The food, people get stuck. I did a recipe development for Instapot.
I saw that.
Okay. Did the recipe develop for it. It was great. But I'm just now I love crock pots. I do love crock pots. You know, I'll just throw
where
it.
this is
you know
going.
what I mean?
Yes.
But I'm just like,
I know.
golly.
Well, it's a tool. And it's a tool for certain people. Some people like curling irons. Some people like blow dryers. Like it's just the Instapot and the crock pot is a tool.
Exactly.
I like to brown. I like to saute. I know you can do all of that,
Yes.
but the shape, the steam, it's not my jam. I have gotten into the air fryer. Have you used the air fryer?
You know what? I have not.
Okay.
Really?
I was resistant until somebody physically brought one to my house, and the crispness of this fried chicken that was made with no oil, I was in love. I
You're
was like,
kidding.
wow. And then I did a little hash with like sweet potatoes and zucchini and onions in the air fryer, and it was so crispy. No grease, no oil, no cleaning up the splatter around my stove or the heat. That's a cool tool.
Wow.
Yeah, we should do a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. You know, I'm resistant because I do love the crock pot, and I have done crock pot recipes my whole life.
Sure, chili, queso, all that stuff.
all
Like
that's great.
yeah.
Right. My short ribs I'll do. And
Yeah.
but I did get the new crock pot finally, but I still can't stop using my old one because I love it so much. I can't break up with it yet. But it does do the searing and so on and so forth. But any recipe I put on my website or any recipe that I do, can I do it in my Instapot? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then the whole, like, I've never, even as a chef, I've never figured out the whole like water ration. Like when you do a crock pot or Instapot, like they have these great one pot lasagna where you put how much water. I'm used to the rice, the boiling. Like I can't, my brain just doesn't.
Right. Right. See, I do I like to do either soups or chilies or a whole chicken sometimes.
Sure.
But no. But hey, Instapot is fabulous. I mean, it gets them to cook at home.
So fabulous.
Yeah,
It's opening doors and making things easy, which at the end of the day, that's all that matters. It not being a great fit for me, you know, holds no.
But hey, you know what? People are learning. I learned to cook. I was going to back up.
Yeah.
I am a long line of cooks, chef, restaurant owners, and bakers. And so it came very naturally to me.
In the blood.
But let me tell you, the number, and you know this, the number of young men and women that do not know how to cook, it is mind-blowing to me.
Mind-blowing.
And
Basic.
I know. It just blows my mind. So
I think it's a very, especially now with COVID, like going back to that, I don't mean to cut you off, but this is the time we need to be teaching our children. Like teach them how to wash some grapes, like start small. My 5-year-old, I mean, he makes a fried egg sandwich.
Nice.
I mean, I'm turning the stove on for him and I'm standing there, but no, he cracks that. Like it's so important to also create and to raise independent humans. You know, they need to know they're going to be independent and they're going to feel independent and feel that power that kids need to feel when they're taught these things.
Right. You know, my daughter's was showing with this. It came to fruition at Easter because Thanksgiving, Christmas, she'll go, "Mom, where are these recipes? Like if something were to happen."
Sure.
And I'm like, "They're up here."
Yeah.
I mean, they're in my head. So, you know, after writing 3 cookbooks, you would think I'd have all my recipes written down, and I'm learning with my website to do it. But she made me at Easter. She's like, "Okay, she cooked it. we wrote it down.
love that.
Yeah. So, and it was like, golly, I would hate, seriously.
I need to do better at that too. I've got like scribbled notes that I rip. I've got like a pile of like, but it needs to be like scrapbooked or bound or like typed something.
Yeah, I know. And who has time for that?
Nah.
Especially with two boys.
Yeah. I mean, I could barely put the laundry away.
Exactly.
Scrapbook my recipes. It's like a
Exactly.
dream.
Oh my God. Who has time for that? Okay, so all right, tell me your first, like, how did you become passionate about food? Because you're very passionate about food.
Yes. I've always been passionate about food. My parents' cooking was always family time. We were always there and involved. If it was setting the table or just sitting there for conversation, very European. Both my parents are immigrants from Europe. So it just came very naturally. And I was raised that sense of community and family and time together, like non-negotiable. So I was always preparing something.
Wow.
And as I got older, I just started preparing more, and I always had full freedom in the kitchen.
So your mother's from
My mom,
she's Hungarian.
Yeah, my mother's Hungarian, and immigrated to Canada when she was a little girl, and my dad is South African.
Wow.
And came to Canada as well for university. And
Really?
My grandparents Hungarian. There's a lot of roots there. My dad did some education in Italy, so he's got that flair with cooking and makes fantastic pastas. He was both mother and father figure were great food influences, very different in style. But I got to see both parents like in the kitchen, you know, sweating, messy, swearing, mixing, like all of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very passionate about food.
Yeah.
So you were telling me that you're Jewish with a Mediterranean vibe and lots of color.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. We love the holidays, all holidays. And I love Mediterranean food's probably my favorite. Anything fresh.
Right.
Fresh.
Fish.
Grilled. Fish. So good. Chicken, all of it. But anything fresh and a lot of citrus.
Yes.
So is my favorite. And just kind of, you know, when I moved here, it was hard for me to find work. Spent a large part of my early 20s in the business industry in Canada. I had stepped away from food for a little bit. And then when I moved here, it was a full restart. When I got married, I, just gone through the immigration process, and I didn't have a community of friends or women or anything. And it was hard for me to find work. And a couple of years in, I just decided, I'd always gotten compliments on my food. I love to have dinner parties. And somebody said, why don't you just make your food? See if anybody wants to buy it.
Wow.
I was like this light bulb.
Yeah. Yeah. Business background.
So I did it. And one of my girlfriends started buying my food, and then another, and then Stephanie Perry was a huge influence. She started telling her clients. That was a major catalyst.
Stephanie Perry with D Method. That's now Southside Pilates.
Yes.
Wow. That is interesting. I was going to ask you how you
I worked out with her. Well, I started working out with Stephanie.
Did you?
Man, back 2012.
Okay.
Yeah. Long time ago.
Wow.
And I was kind of cooking, and I'd bring her some stuff, her and Val, I'd bring them some stuff, and they'd eat it and let me know what they thought. And then they'd buy some, and then they tell their clients, and
word of mouth.
Yeah.
You worked out at a booty house then. Okay.
I did.
That's where we all started.
Yep.
Isn't that funny? Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Okay. So, the passion, I don't know if you've listened to my podcast with Chef Carlos Cruzco.
I did.
He, much like yourself, both parents from totally different backgrounds. And that's where his passion, his grandparents, and going, I think he's in Argentina and seeing these different, just the passion. And he was talking to me because he has a catering. He doesn't do the meal service, I don't think, but he does have a catering business. And fabulous. And he does,
his pictures are
phenomenal. Can you believe his website?
Yeah,
he's
great.
Much like yourself. But we were talking about staffing and then COVID, of course, but he said that you cannot teach a chef passion.
Yeah, no.
You can go to culinary school and check the box, but you cannot teach the passion about ingredients and cooking. And do you agree?
I totally agree.
Yeah, I know. He said you can tell the difference in a chef that has passion and a chef that's just...
Yeah, and it's interesting to see that with the staff that I've had over the years, most of my staff have been with me for several years. I've got great retention, but that's another conversation. But some of them, one of my main chefs right now, he's been doing this for like 25 years. He's always been a short order line cook. He's Hispanic from Mexico and been in the States for a long time. And his passion, it's like, so, when he like makes his tortillas and like, he's just like very passionate, but it's a very different kind of, it's beautiful to see and to watch.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So tell me.
Creative that comes out, the creativity that comes out. And
so you're not holding the reins on your staff.
No, I mean, I'm always like, bring something.
Show me.
I have another chef that did the whole chicken spaghetti. And I was like, no, Velveeta defies everything I stand for. I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not offering that. That's not healthy enough. Like we're not doing that as a dish. Like, no. And he kind of pushed. He was like, you want creativity. You want me to bring stuff to the table. The kids are going to like that. Like your kids might not, but so I kind of said, okay, took a deep breath and I kind of let that fly. And I mean, we sold a lot of chicken spaghetti.
You did?
Yeah. So that goes back to kind of our mission. We're lean and mean and clean and unfussy, but yeah, we're going to have a couple dishes here, but I cut it with broth. We have a twist where we kind of keep it healthy. We're using a good pasta. We're using real meat on top. So
wow,
it has our My Sweet Roots spin to it.
It does.
Yeah.
So are you using you're not using like a quinoa pasta or anything like that?
Did you
try that?
Yeah, I've tried that. I have some of the gluten-free people that still want to be able to indulge.
Yeah.
The rice or the quinoa pastas, the way it has to.
It doesn't bother me.
No, I mean, we do a fried rice, but we make it with quinoa.
Mm-hmm.
So good. It's like chicken fried quinoa.
Are you dying, Paul?
Yes, this is just like torture. I'm over here looking at Favor, trying to see what the heck I'm going to order here in a minute.
You're not focusing.
It's just not okay. I'm over here, chicken fried, quinoa, and all this.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
not okay.
Meanwhile, my Sweet Roots is booked for the next month, and we can't get in, Paul.
Oh, I know.
No, don't worry. You're in.
This is not okay.
Send me the recording schedule, and we'll get you in the books, okay?
Deal.
Oh, my gosh. That's hysterical. So the chicken spaghetti, oh, my gosh, my husband would die for that.
I know. People
I don't
love
cook
it.
like that.
I don't, and I never ate like that. Like I grew up just very Euro. Like you have a protein, you have a veggie, and you've got a salad. Like
and
that's
you're good.
So when I came to the States at 25, I was exposed to these like American classics that I just didn't have.
Right.
Chicken fried steak. Like I never even heard of that but people want that, and I had to, as a business owner, I kind of had to step outside of my comfort zone and meet in the middle.
It's interesting that you say that, because as a business owner and doing something that honestly, I do know media, I know how to do TV, cooking shows, whatever, but having someone push you beyond your limits is what happened to you, right? And it worked.
Yeah. And then after that, I was like, okay, well, maybe I can make a healthy, like I love a chicken Alfredo, but maybe I can do that the kids and the husbands and everyone likes it, but maybe it's made with half and half instead of heavy cream. So the mom will still eat it, and like coming up with ways to diversify even more. And I think I've really mastered that in the last 7 years. And now I'm at a place where I've got a great list of comforts and cheat meals, but that are still clean enough that the Pilates mom will eat that.
Exactly. I'm not lactose intolerant. I do not have celiacs, but I do have sensitivities to both. So, to gluten and dairy. And so the kids that we had the grandchildren this weekend, and they wanted pancakes. They just wanted pancakes. I'm like, okay, well, heavenly day. I didn't have milk. Okay. I get up Sunday morning. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I had my coconut milk, and I went, I'm going to try it. And I was like trying to pour it without anyone seeing it.
Water works better sometimes. No?
It was fabulous.
Oh, good.
It was unbelievable.
Oh,
what?
The best news.
So after my husband was just like, this is the best I've ever had in my life. This is so good. Oh my gosh, this is the best pancakes I've ever had in my life.
Perfect.
What'd you do differently? I went, dude, look, my coconut milk it was coconut creamer actually that I have for my coffee. So, well, there it is.
But, like the better half or the,
yes.
Yeah. I mean,
It worked like a charm, and the kids loved it, and I felt good about myself.
I've had a lot of clients and friends that have gluten and dairy sensitivities, and I find that when you're eating it in its purest form, you're usually not as sensitive. When you're doing the bottled sauces or things that are processed, that's when those sensitivities kind of show in the body.
Right. Do you ever use a bottle dressing?
No.
No.
No, I mean, we'll use soy sauce.
Right.
And sesame oil. And those are the two, and maybe a little sriracha.
Right.
But nothing is, I mean, our teriyaki, everything we make is scratch made.
Scratch made.
And that's so important. You can taste the difference. And after, I mean, I have clients that order 52 weeks of the year. After them eating for 52 weeks, they can taste
The difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, processed foods, and you're not going to believe my undergraduate degree at TCU was food science and nutrition.
Oh, wow.
So
I didn't know that.
food science. I can imagine we were trying to make Twinkies last for 20 years on a shelf. It was food science. I mean, at that time in the 80s. And so now I try to educate. If you look at an ingredient, there's a person they'll buy the salad dressing from.
Sure.
They'll turn and look at it. If there's 30 ingredients, you've got a problem. If you can't pronounce the ingredients, you have a huge problem. That's processed food, people. Just FYI.
Yeah, and even the healthiest stuff.
Yes.
I mean,
and there is some good.
There is some great products out there, and we can't always have everything from scratch. Have I never had Chick-fil-A salad with their squeeze?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But anything that's processed is going to have citric acid in it. It's going to have a preservative to make it not go bad. And that, causes inflammation. It causes water retention, all of these things as women that we don't want.
Exactly.
So if you start there and work backwards, I mean, there's a clear map.
Because if you are creating a salad dressing, I have my salad dressing, my acid, my oil, my flavor, about 5 ingredients. Okay. Yeah. For mine, probably 5 ingredients. All right. Not 37 to 40.
No.
Don't do that. I mean, look at labels. I mean, we are digressing into some serious health.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But anyway.
I make my oil, vinegar, lemon, salt, pepper, and Dijon mustard with a little bit of fresh garlic salad dressing. People just keel over and they're like, oh, this is so good. They like dip their chicken in it. And I'm like, you don't get more classic French.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's, after doing my major, food science and nutrition, then went to culinary school, totally different. I mean, when was it? 90? How old am I? 50? We don't know.
29.
Last year.
Yes.
Last year, right?
Yeah.
You're such a brand new chef, and you're just fantastic.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Paul. Oh my goodness. The flamingo guy. So, I mean, seriously though, going from the world of processed foods and how to shelf life to going to culinary school where it was the opposite end of the spectrum, of course, classically French trained, and your mindset, your total different mindset. So I've seen both, but yes, make your food if you can. But hey, you know what? Instapot. That's why we have the Instapot.
Or call me.
Exactly. Call Claudia, My Sweet Roots. Did you see their delivery time? Oh.
There's a lot of great resources out there. And there's a lot of great businesses and services here in Fort Worth, everywhere, that offer similar things.
Right. Well, I'm excited. I'm trying it. Paul, I know, is trying it. Right?
Yeah, you're trying it.
Okay.
I'm signing up actually right now for the latest updates and features on the homepage.
I love him.
Yeah. Everyone loves Paul. I love Paul. Okay. Your first food memory, is that back in the kitchen? I mean, do you have a
first food memory?
I know. Let me wait till the end of the show.
Man, I don't know.
I know.
I mean, I've had a lot of great memories. I think when I think like memory, I don't know why I automatically go like negative, but I have a lot of memories of my parents making me eat salad.
Right.
And now I make the best big salads, and like I'll eat salads as a meal.
Right.
But that was always and we always did it the European way where you have salad after dinner.
Really?
Yeah. You always have salad after dinner because it helps you digest.
Okay.
And I hated this salad. So that's like a vivid memory.
Okay. So it doesn't have to always be.
Yeah.
I have a couple. One of them's negative. My family, French from Quebec, and Liz in Louisiana could not.
Any French?
Do you speak? No, not anymore. You know what? If you don't use it, you lose it.
That's true.
Yes, and I took it in high school.
Oh.
But
Bonjour.
yes, yeah, I do know
Bonjour.
what that is. Yes, I
Comment
do.
ça va?
That's about it.
How about
So,
levez-vous?
Oh.
Assieds-toi.
oh my
Je
goodness.
m'appelle Paul.
Ooh,
What in the
bonjour,
world?
Paul.
Yeah, how you like them apples? Mr. Flamingo man knows some French.
Oh, he does.
Mr. Flamingo knows some French.
Just call me Flamingo.
You know what? That's the name of the
Jean-Claude
podcast.
Flamingo.
Mr. Flamingo knows some French. Now, there's a podcast name for sure.
That's it.
For sure. But the early days of being on my knees on a chair stirring roux, and I'm not talking about a half a cup of flour and a half a cup of oil.
No, like even parts.
We're talking about 5 cups,
Wow.
massive, massive cast iron skillet. And you stood there all day because roux
yeah.
was a staple in a Folgers coffee can that you
Yep.
just scooped out of it
Yeah.
for
Kinda like
gumbo.
lard. Yeah.
And gumbo and from chickens from the yard. I
That
mean,
doesn't sound like a good memory either.
no.
So
But,
we're kind of like,
but that right now I can taste the gumbo and smell it and
yeah.
and they were trying to teach us, but my poor knees on
Yeah.
and I probably was in trouble or something and got it was being punished possibly, and that you had to start
Child labor.
Yeah. Exactly.
Child labor. I mean, that's
That's it.
when I was growing up.
That's it. Yeah.
Is that
You're going to
illegal?
peel these carrots.
I didn't know that was illegal. That's what I do with my son. I mean, he's my servant until he's 18.
For sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
100%.
1,000%.
But it also teaches some grit. you know?
It does. So my mom always garden, garden, massive. I mean, there's only 5 of us. And I remember my summers getting up early and going to pick cucumbers, and we would now this sounds disgusting, but we would put them in the bathtub to clean them and make pickles.
Yeah.
I mean, make pickles and
Similar.
yeah, just a similar, and goodness gracious, all my friends are going to camp.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. That's another not good memory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, yeah, food memories. But yeah. I mean, I do have a good one. My mom in the 70s would have fondue parties,
Oh, yeah.
and I would sneak down underneath the table, and I'd watch all the women had on the big bell-bottom pants, and they had the fondue.
The chocolate or the cheese?
Both.
Oh.
She had 2 pots of chocolate and cheese.
That brings one of mine. I remember in Canada going skiing, and they would have fondue at the ski hill.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
And she would
Can you favor some fondue, please?
fondue, please. He's not. He's lost.
Flamingo
I'm
man,
favoring fondue.
please. The cheese kind.
Yeah. What
Extra bread.
kind of cheese?
I think it's like
Gruyere?
Emmenthal.
Yep. Yes. Exactly.
Emmenthal? Yeah.
Mhm.
Really?
That's a good memory. though.
Yes, absolutely. And she would do. She would make it with beer.
Ah.
I know.
Ooh.
Reduce
Fresh
the
cut
sauce.
French fries, like fresh cut and fried, and like fresh French fries are the greatest thing. Also, I have a lot of memories about that.
Oh wow!
Heavily seasoned, like so salty that you're like,
I haven't had a French
you
fry,
need-
and
no.
I haven't. I know.
Like if it's real,
Yeah.
you know.
I think one time I might have taken a bite of my husband's, and they were horrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you waste wine?
Can you get a good fry in Fort Worth?
Yeah, you can get a pretty good fry.
Can you? Where?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where I've gotten good fries.
No.
He's having to think
no,
about it.
let's back up.
Yeah, I guess
Good
not.
fries? That's
Oh, you
not
mean
what we're
like-
talking about.
Like
we're talking about
phenomenal fries.
yeah, like blow your socks off fries.
Okay, yeah, probably not. People,
Yeah.
people just don't make fries like they should.
I mean, not a lot of places
I like
make.
them crispy. I
Yeah.
like them. Where did I have?
In and
fries
Out
other
Burger
night?
makes some great fries, guys.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
they really
I'm
do.
just-
They really do. I know.
don't know.
I know. Look at you. rolling
They
your
are
eyes.
hand cut.
Are they hand cut? I mean, that's the key.
They are.
They
They are
hand
hand
cut.
cut.
Then
They're just
they
not
soak them
seasoned
in the
enough.
salt water.
They're not seasoned enough.
I gotta have like Cajun seasoning
Yeah,
and all kinds of
absolutely.
fun
Like you got to
stuff
be
on it.
parched after a fry. You got to be.
Exactly.
But the reason I think is because they're probably doing that for younger people, children that do not want that
Sure.
extra. So they're doing it for the
Well, and cost.
yeah.
Salt is
So
expensive.
they are
Exactly.
enabling an unintelligent palate.
This
and I'm
is
not
true.
okay with that.
This is true.
appealing to the masses.
That's
I don't
true. No, I know we've had good fries. Okay, I want to know out there, what is the best fry in Fort Worth? Anyone?
fries.
Anyone? I'm hoping.
So some people, though, I think it comes down to shape. Some people like the shoestring. I don't mind it, but that's not my jam.
Right.
I want like a classic, like square shaped fry.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't want a waffle.
I don't know where
fry.
that is
I don't want a
for it.
waffle. I don't
want a waffle fry.
No.
No, I don't want a waffle fry.
No. I want right.
When there's too much potato, it's like there's got to be a good balance. It's like those giant steak fries. Not a huge fan
No, I'm
of
not
those.
either.
It's too much potato.
I've made a nacho board though out of waffle fries. Like a
Okay, that
charcuterie
sounds
board,
amazing.
but like a waffle fry with avocado and cheese and piece of pineapple
Chives and
chives and sour
yes.
cream and that's good. But it's also really gluttonous. I was like,
Oh, I
after
know.
like
See, and I love a good cheese. Oh, I love cheese. It doesn't like me, but if you have not witnessed Claudia's charcuterie board, go and look on her website to the gallery. You have photos
Yeah.
on there.
or the Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram
At
go to
My
her,
Sweet Roots.
At My Sweet Roots. Everyone, are you joking? Fabulous.
Thank you.
Now, that is an art. I mean, honestly,
Yes.
that is passion and art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It
Like,
is.
That is.
And practice.
What do you like to put on your boards?
So I usually do 3 cheeses, sometimes 4, a hard, a medium, and a soft cheese. Lots of fruit, cucumber, a must for me. Crackers, nuts, some dried fruits, always olives and pickles, non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe one dip, like a pesto or a hummus. Sometimes that hummus is a little garlicky. I don't always want that mixing with if you're doing a lot of wines, you don't want anything too strong. And then you need to have the chutneys and the jams.
The honeys or
The honeys, the infused honeys, the strawberry jam, the chutney.
do you source it from a particular?
No, it's very seasonal. What I can find, what I eat that I love. There's like a couple Jam It Jam. Have you had them? They're Fort Worth. It's a Fort Worth lady.
Wait,
Jam It Jam.
I see
think
that.
it's
I
called.
see it. Maybe.
Yeah,
Jam?
it's good.
Really?
Yeah, she's got some good jams that I've used.
Okay,
on
and
my
you back up your
boards.
cucumber. Is it just a fresh English or?
Yeah, so I love the Persian if you can find it, the smaller little ones, and I kind of bias cut them. It gives it a fun shape and just make a big pile. It's very rustic.
Right.
Looking. Oh, didn't mean to hit that. And but cucumbers are so fresh and crisp. And if you like to stay off the crackers, which I think all of us women, we want to enjoy the cheese board, but we don't want all those carbs. The cucumber is so good. You can make like little sandwiches.
Absolutely.
Yeah, prosciutto, a good Hungarian hard salami.
There you go.
Can we favor a cheese board?
I need one bad. So my mom does a lot of this stuff. She'll have cheese boards and stuff, and it's amazing. So what we do is we take a real small, real small cracker, real thin, and we'll take a harder cheese, usually something wine type, infused with, and then we put a walnut and then a little dollop of honey.
Yes.
So good. That honey and cheese and walnut is just incredible with all that.
And the charcuterie boards really evolved over the years.
Oh,
like
gosh.
I've been eating them for years.
Oh, of
now
course.
it's this like art piece that's very condensed and like almost borderline. It's beautiful but messy. I grew up, or years ago, it was just like a couple things.
Right.
Very,
Of course.
very
clean.
elegant.
Yes, very elegant.
Very elegant, just like, cheese, some meat,
Yes.
a little dip,
Yeah.
and that's it. Very simple. Now it's like,
Yeah, very geometric.
Yeah.
Yes.
yes,
Yeah,
geometric.
And see, I still do that. What I got for many years, I would do just a beautiful brie, and I would just have the knife next to it, and then I'd have a beautiful piece of blue cheese, and no one would cut it.
yeah.
Oh, so at the end of the evening, people are afraid to. They're like, we're afraid to touch it. I'm like, you're.
I think that's a
weenie.
Southern thing now.
Yeah, you're a weenie because let's get in there.
Yeah,
so,
that's
so
a
now I slice, or a crumble.
Yeah, or you need to like
Yes.
just get it started.
Yeah, I have.
They don't want anybody to see,
Right, very
Me, I'm like,
judger. Yeah,
you could.
Yeah.
I want that. What do you gotta? Like, I just
Right.
want everything.
exactly. I'm telling you, I have had many cheese boards charcuterie boards that. No one touched the cheese. I mean, so I'm like, okay, now I'll start. And now I do slice it. And it's I don't know, but I love the bountiful that you do and everything, but I
Thank you.
still do the really geometric,
Yeah.
old school, maybe the,
And we're doing the bountiful because that's what the market wants. you know?
yeah.
But at home, we're doing like the buffalo mozzarella, the basil, a little bit of balsamic, some grapes. That's it.
Oh my gosh. Through COVID, my daughter has developed a love affair with goat cheese.
Yeah, so good.
I mean, and it's good for my gut
Yes.
for sure. But she loves, so
With honey, have you had that one?
I accidentally bought the Vermont. I was
So
like,
good.
oh my gosh. And so I put it in my salad and I went, oh my gosh, with fresh berries and it's fabulous.
I've had it where they like roll it in nuts and then
Yes.
they put a little, you could do like a gluten-free breadcrumb and then it's lightly sauteed just to get the breadcrumb crispy. And then it goes on top of a salad. It's like a medallion. And then you can,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it kind of oozes, but it's not.
Love me some goat
melted.
cheese. Love some goat cheese. I know. If we haven't made all
Why
of our
did I bring
community
champagne? I should have brought
food, right?
full spread.
That should
Seriously,
be the
like
ticket
that should
in.
be part of a contract. Say,
I
listen,
dropped
if
the
you're
ball.
a chef, you have to bring your favorite dish.
And
Yes.
you know what? I think, I dropped the ball, guys.
No, you didn't drop.
Let's redo, okay?
So redo.
I'm salivating, by the way.
I'll be
Thank
back
you.
in 3 hours.
So Claudia walks in she was here and she said, I took it upon myself to bring a bottle of champagne. And I went, oh my gosh. Because at one point I had the beverages on the show and it was morning and someone made a comment. Of course, Tiffy getting all butter.
Schnockered on the
So what?
podcast.
Whose name is here?
Exactly.
Like, let her
I
get
know.
like, who cares?
So I didn't offer it for the morning recordings. So I should have asked. She said I was going to ask. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should. So what do we have here? We have Paul's some random sponsors cups. So we thank you. If you're on YouTube, you can take a peek. Oh, you're out. Cheers.
Girl, I drank that like 10 minutes ago. Cheers.
I know.
Talking about all that cheese. I was like, there's no cheese, but there's wine.
So we are going to My Sweet Roots to take a peek, and I can't wait to try your beautiful, fabulous entrees.
Are you in
inside.
town next week? Are you traveling?
I'm
Are you
traveling.
Okay, well,
No, I'm
we'll
traveling
chat
2
after
weeks.
this,
Yeah.
but
Yes, absolutely.
when you get back.
Look at him. Look at Paul. Oh my gosh.
I'm in town next week.
Oh.
Just letting you know.
Well, aren't we planning a wedding?
Nah, right now.
Oh gosh.
Not right now. There are
Paul's-
other things
Paul's
that need to be
engaged.
taken care of first,
Okay.
like
Okay.
COVID.
Well, when that when the planning starts,
Oh.
Deal.
Oh wow. We got some deals
Absolutely.
moving
Yeah.
in here. I know.
we can do a little taste.
Well,
Anytime, I mean, even if it's not even for my wedding, and you just need like a male's perspective on
Perfect.
tasting, and your husband, can't make it to the test, the
Perfect.
actual taste test, just call me.
Perfect.
I'll wear
Done.
the flamingo
Bring the
shirt.
camera and we'll make a video out of it.
Deal.
Done.
well, I tell you what, it has been such a pleasure having you on the show today.
So
nice
happy to be here.
to finally meet you.
Agreed.
In
And
the
again,
flesh.
again soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We'd love to have you back for sure. And everyone needs to go to mysweetroots.com and look at all of her beautiful pictures on Instagram. And now at mysweetroots is your Instagram.
Correct.
Okay. Now, everyone, please go and follow me at Tiffany C. Blackman. And hey, we are trying to get up in that Apple world, the podcast world. So if you would do me a huge favor and rate and review on YouTube and also on our iTunes. And everyone, have a wonderful day. Be safe, eat well, and be fabulous.